Affordable housing is becoming harder and harder to find in West Michigan, which is why the need for organizations like Habitat for Humanity continues to grow. The Lakeshore Habitat celebrating 35 years of service, building homes for 180 families in Ottawa, Allegan, and Van Buren counties. And there are some big plans for the future. We got Dave Rossman. He's the executive director with a look back and a path forward. Dave, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Let's talk about 35 years and all of the great things that have happened in that time.
Yeah, you know, if we reflect back 1990, it was actually a group of volunteers that came together. They saw a need. They heard about Habitat International and said, you know, we really need this in our community. So the first handful of years, it was all volunteer run. And even the contractors that worked on the houses all volunteered their time to really support the need. And so to go from building one home every year and slowly growing to now we're building whole communities. So we have a staff of over 30. Like you mentioned, we've built 180 homes. Actually today we're closing on our 181st.
Wow.
And then we've also are growing our home repair program, trying to meet the needs of people in our community, help them stay in homes that they already own.
Right. I mean, because that's another way to help, right? Keep people where they're at, because sometimes repairing a home can be cost prohibitive and the skills and all the things.
After a limited budget, you only have so many resources, and if your roof is starting to fail, it can start causing other issues in your home. So if we can get in there early and help them fix it, it's going to keep them in their home longer.
Wonderful. And let's talk about growth too, because you mentioned whole communities. So you've gone from building a house a year to literally you guys are creating a community.
Yeah, we're building whole neighborhoods. So we partner with an organization called Jubilee Ministries, and together we're building a 42-unit neighborhood right now. And then actually this week we started framing another 11-unit community of townhomes. But we recognize the need is so great, and if we just stuck to the plan of just kind of finding one lot at a time, we'd only be able to help so many families in our community, individuals. And so by identifying larger pieces of property, we can serve more families in our community.
That's pretty impressive stuff. I mean, and very forward thinking, because obviously this problem is only getting worse.
Correct.
Right? So talk about how we can all help you do what you do.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I love about Habitat, and I actually had the opportunity to serve in Habitat when I was in college, so I've had a long history with them, is the mission really is about bringing the community together to build Homes Community Hope. It's not something we're doing by ourselves. And so we have over 1,000 volunteers every year. Some of those are serving in our office, some are serving in our restore, and then a lot of them are serving on the build site. So yeah, people can volunteer. You don't have to have any skills in construction to come on our build site. Great opportunity for a church group or a business to come out for half a day. Awesome opportunity. But then also be an advocate for housing in your community, learn about the needs of your community and advocate. And then of course, financial support. You know, one of the things we were challenging our supporters is, hey, could you commit $35 a month for the next year just to help us celebrate our 35th anniversary?
I love that.
One other thing that's really a need for us is finding property. It's getting harder and harder. And so as we're wrapping up our big development now, and we have a couple big developments we're working on, we need to find some smaller lots even in the next year in order for us to keep serving families. So if people have property or know of property that we might be able to either get donated or purchase cheap in the greater Holland area, let us know.
I love that. All right, so many different ways to give. And obviously if there are people who are in need of housing as well, do they just reach out to you? How does that process work?
Yeah, great question. So if they live in Ottawa, Allegan, Van Buren, yes, they can reach out, go to our website, lakeshorehabitat.org. Right now, our application process is not open. Like I mentioned, we're starting a 5-unit townhome. We had 75 people interested in 5 units. So for every one person we're helping, there's about 15 we're turning away. We try to redirect them to other resources in the community. We also add them to a list. That way, when we do have housing become available or our next project, we could reach out to them and let them know of what's available. Okay,
wow, and that is how big the need is. So there are so many ways to give. You can go shop or volunteer at the restore.
Absolutely,
Right? Volunteer on a build site. I mean, the opportunities are endless. Help the Lakeshore Habitat for Humanity for the next 35 years. lakeshorehabitat.org or follow @Lakeshore Habitat on the socials. We'll be right back.